Ziga. I think say minority leader. I'll see him friend or Sahene. I friend your marking. Kwamena. That's it. He's running ahead of his shadow.
Sahene. Sahene will win it back. Yes, see the Sahene will win it back.
Say. Memfi win it back. Menti win it back. For the first time I made for the first time I made this Parliament say they should add Osahene to his name because to say or your Osahene.
Good.
On the next year,
I was or your Osahene. I was saying and I've not said leading the minority as a so would discerning, but yes, seen Osahene will win it back.
But you see, so is it my making?
No.
So what this Sahene will win it back? Would their co-parliament is young Fanka would deal? So I'm not wrong. Or am I wrong?
Oh, there be team. Me best me say. Or yes, Sahene will win it back. Jamaica say Chieftaincy Act the chair say. The divisional say the hierarchy of the chiefdom. Say didn't including for a Venezuela and Koswahine. You bought tribe the act
say the chieftains, under traditional authorities are not engaged in partisan politics.
But no the a year ultimate politics.
Now chieftains in your classroom.
But it will be
traditional authority classroom. Class be no one, class 1 and 2.
Say any this one.
You made reference to the Chieftaincy Act. And maybe was there.
Or your warlord, a traditional council. Now, okay, Chieftaincy Act, or say there shall be a Santehine and the paramount chiefs. They come to the divisional chiefs. No about divisional chiefs, no about sub chiefs. Now, about a decree. So a decree no say. Wasaka say anaso ni bia Chieftaincy Act in recognizing it the recognition ebine Sahene yebo enkosohene yebo ne sanoma
and this are recognizing their own to politics. The act duly recognizes him and on the title
you can obetime achodi akọ.
You get it. I am not interested in writing to because McCarty will say Ghana's parliament is a crime scene. Do you get it? And into I'm not strange. I'm not surprised. Nema bisa ACC in the house. No more yet. The makers of our laws. That's to obey me contravening laws in the house, and it does not prick the conscience of Parliament. I wouldn't be the one to waste my energy to go there. Abra minim say issues that Parliament in Ankasa take is to be investigated to the date. They had never been able to come out of it. Okay. Yewoha, Ena Kennedy, any Mutakano Munya issue, Privileges Committee. What has come out of it? Yewoha, Kennedy and Chairman Sabonsu, Privileges Committee, Shiamfimama, and Sembe na cause of Parliament wa Shiamfimama. Yet they have Parliament a kakaguye so. Braye Bri, Omone sign, they pass the laws to plunge us into poverty, into difficulty. These are my bases. So, any parliament pass e-levy. Was it not the same parliament that passed 2022? Approved forest. Parliament where na approves Yenra forest in Kotu good.
Yeah.
Na any crime scene. I'm in common. Diga. Afenyon Chechemuse Domama Petetem. Now, in his understanding of Article 146 process, no matrigano, it is akin to Mahama wanting a third term. Enunti, and no pese, yes, Chief Justice, because it is the Supreme Court and a interpretation. If I go by this logic, it accentuates my long-standing view. Say, Obi appointed judge Biano, will control over that judge. This is a phenomenon saying. Say who person we be was Supreme Court, change the Chief Justice, and you can do it.
Yeah.
So the independence of the judiciary has been called into question. Say the judiciary, yes, you're independent, and you're independent. Ziga, that means to say President Akufo-Addo yi Charlotte say fi hono, no per second term.
Yeah.
Is that can I say so?
Oh, now we call it casa.
No. A logic. And based on Afenyo's premise, can I also say Akufo-Addo wanting the second term? That was why he took out or he removed Charlotte say any the two deputies are now. But can I say that? You see, I believe that people going to study law and those who are called to the bar, who want to practice law, Ghana Bar for some money prayer, they should make it a prerequisite requirement before the banners who call psychiatric hospital. Now this certificate be justify say you are clean. What dream emu daho. And sana because as a lawyer you must be consistent. Your reasoning must be clean. People sitting outside must see say we are sound in reasoning. We shouldn't have challenges when you're finding your reason to be out of place.
Eti afenoma can so ku psychiatric ana. Sana person che.
Mr. Ghana, it's a general recommendation to Ghana Bar Association.
So on what you know the
General Legal Council said.
It is said a date in our cancer assembly.
Member honum ziga.
Save that.
I'm not saving.
Save the upcoming ones that you are about to see. I'm saying say in Kofo share on TV, and you say is a Ghana Bar Association. Yeah. Before you call be to the bar, I see a man called psychiatric hospital. Yeah, question that and I'm saying it didn't know
because too many mad people walking about as lawyers.
It be why
say you just sound your argument and just sound that
it be why
now betray. I said you want to force it out of my mind.
I'm not forcing it.
Yes, allow me to go ahead.
Right.
Ghana Bar Association. On the 24th of April, 2025, it's still the public statement. A catcher and say, process now president no more faso in the removal of the Chief Justice. So far, so very good. There was nothing wrong. And to be on your day and follow process. Everybody should adhere to the law. 2 days on, 26th of the same April 2025, almost a media conference. And from the media conference, 47 people that voted. I said, President should revoke the suspension of Mundiama Chief Justice in line with Article 146 without any quotation of law. It was not based on law. So if you are sound, will you do that? Ziga, Kessben muti Ziga, if you have a decision to take 24th now Sunday, this is Sunday program there will be a general program of Kessben on Sunday. Would you take a decision today only to go and reverse it on Sunday?
You go ahead.
So what dream you sound that you wait and go to that media review conference, you go and put it before the conference, because the conference this thing should be one of the highest decision making body. So and our leadership you have a meeting of this nature, you will go to them and go and seek clearance before. You don't do it for them to come and negate it. By so doing, you have brought the name of the bar into public disrepute. And enough grounds for your removal. What I say, many our lawyers are and now court. A court defended the inclusion of Justice Jew, as a former MPP parliamentary candidate on the Supreme Court bench. The same crop of lawyers, say Justice Bafuboni cannot be part of a Supreme Court bench simply because in their mind he is a beneficiary of the process. How? Abra Wunim say Justice Paul Bafuboni was at this bench and Sana Tokonuba. Tokonu was made Chief Justice over Paul Bafuboni. At that time, you didn't talk about seniority on the bench. But today, shamelessly, because you don't have sound mind, you want to go and stand before the Supreme Court and canvass this argument. Now, if you say, me, I'm a teacher, I'm serious.
Okay. Mame fa a Ghana Bar Association for Armor Resolution. Okay, I'm coming you, Mr. Sapamati. Ghana Bar Association. Now, Kasana will say the Ghana Bar Association, Article 146. Oman Yine Bibiaso, and no more catcher or man penny. Yes. Okay, so the Ghana Bar Association resolution or say withdrawal of directive on assignment of courts and for and a date for newly filed cases and applications, and also suspension of Chief Justice. They are not talking about the removal of the Chief Justice. They are talking about anything say first one. Also, almost second one, almost say they are not tiase. One, yes, they think that Omanpenny has the right, according to the article 146, to remove the Chief Justice. If the Chief Justice, but the second one here, the suspension of the Chief Justice, not the removal of the Chief Justice. There are two. And no matter the quantia, the Omanpenny should reverse the suspension of the Chief Justice.
What is that?
One, was the Ghana Bar Association calls for the immediate revocation of the suspension of the Chief Justice, as it considers the suspension to be unconstitutional. Consider the fact that the president, who is not a judge or judicial officer, exercised discretion to suspend the Chief Justice under Article 146 Clause 10 of the Constitution in the absence of a published constitutional instruments, instruments or regulations governing the exercise of his said discretion required by Article 296 of the 1992 Constitution.
Ziga, one intia make us ayarefo ukrobono.
Meba.
What my basis? Let me tell you why these bases hold not water. Ghana Bar Association was in this country when Article 146 was used against Henrietta Lamte of Stratford. Was there publication of rules and regulations? No. Did you hear Ghana Bar Association? Never.
This is different.
This is not different. It is not different. I don't blame. How different is it? Or exercising discretionary power if you are not a judge. President Atamos Abresomeboa, as it John Mama Neyi Henrietta Lamte, as a president, he received the petition. Was he not a president? He was a president then. When Henrietta Lamte was removed, when Akufo-Addo was removing Charlotte Osei and two others, was Akufo-Addo not a president? Was he a judge?
And they said,
did he publish?
Article 55 that removed them.
No, 146.
The Article 55.
146.
There you remove your furniture.
And 55.
The electoral audit.
It is not 55.
The electoral commission issue is different from where you can't. Chief Justice.
No, you see, you are getting it wrong.
The same.
It is not the same
process.
You see,
but they are different positions altogether.
When you ask me a question, let me tell you what I know. Ziga, let me tell you what I know. Article 146. Yes, so you won't correct me because what you are saying is not a correction. It's a confusion.
It's not confusion.
It is.
Deputy, Beba.
Oh, Article 55. Nobody used Article 55 to remove anybody.
You made us to understand, say.
Yes.
You made us to understand, say. The Ghana Bar Association, they should seek a psychiatric attention. And I may say, Ade. And I'll say, Oma Kase Mienu. And I'm saying, Mienu ne dinner day. Oh, say, the Ghana Bar Association, initially, in support of what the president is doing. Fine. And I also say, can one say, Omanpenny na ye Chief Justice na ye no. It means that almost confuse this country. That is why they want to see. You want them to see this. And I'm say, as some now can now fan a trano. And two things that they are talking about. Two things that you are talking about. I'm not arguing with you.
What are the two things?
The two things they say. One.
As of 24th April, now President has suspended Chief Justice. She was suspended. So what is the point?
And I'm say the Ghana Bar Association say they are not against the removal of the Chief Justice.
It's not the removal.
That is what we said.
Let me ask you.
That is what we said initially.
Go back and remove you. As we are speaking per Article 146. And I will confirm by say. Ghana Bar 4C, who cited Ghana Bar 4C Article 296, exercising discretionary power, where if you are not a judicial officer, there shall be a published rules and regulations governing that process. And Namibisa will say, in this country, Henrietta Lamte was removed from office, went through suspension and what have you. Ghana Bar never raise that question of a judicial and non-judicial officer exercising discretionary power without regulations, without published regulations. We were here when Akufo-Addo removed Charlotte Osei and two others. A non-judiciary officer removing people without published regulations. The bar kept quiet.
Good. And I'm not arguing with you on that.
But you said the process are different. How different are they?
Let me say, and your kasana udi kakasa. Go and go back and listen to yourself.
I've listened to myself.
No, you said that the Ghana Bar Association are against the remover. And almost as some they are talking about two things. One, they are not against the remover, but they are against the suspension of. And I will say the suspension in there. And I make sure the quality. Almost say, you suspended the Chief Justice.
In your mind.
Not my mind.
In your mind, what they are saying, does it make sense to you?
Oh, that be up to you. Oh, now,
but that is what I'm saying. You don't want me to say.
There be the moment.
So allow me to say it. So you won't say it. Let me say my things and go away.
It was too titty. Oh my goodness. Two things.
There are not two things. There's no confusion.
One, why interchanging the
Can I come in?
What the one thing? You know, number two.
Can I come in?
Because Ghana Bar Association, I don't want you to establish this here. Say they are against the removal of the Chief Justice. When they haven't said it anyway.
They are.
Oh my goodness.
Ghana Bar Association is against the process.
24 hours. Let's.
Resolutions no mudiabano is against the process, and that must be put on record.
Process but no remover. Process but no remover. What is the difference between the remover and the process?
What's the essence of the process?
What is the essence of the process? And I'm ready the resolution that they post. There is a resolution on the buying. And what's an
you can't separate the remover from the suspension.
I don't get it.
It is a procedural process.
A process.
I get it.
If you are against the process, it means you are against everything the president is doing.
No, if the president's now